Following the recent success and popularity of the video where I bought and tested a scam 2TB USB thumb drive from Wish, some people commented to ask me to look at the SD cards on sale there too. So that's what we're going to do today. Oh boy, here I go, getting scammed again. So on Wish there's a very wide range of SD cards available, all with deliciously high advertised capacity, famous brands at surprisingly low prices. All of the high capacity offerings are scams, without exception. You might wonder how I can be so sure, and it's as simple as price. The price of this 512 gig SD card, for example, is less than £8. You can't buy half a terabyte of anything for that money, so it has to be fake. Don't believe me? Okay, I'm going to buy one and prove it. Okay, so about a week later, this thing arrived. No paperwork, just the SD card and the adapters in a little padded envelope. Let's give it a test. So first off, I just checked it on a Linux box to ensure there wasn't any suspicious files on it or anything like that. There weren't. There are still risks that are less obvious than that, of course, but I'm accepting those risks so you don't have to. So next, let's see what gparted thinks we have here, and I must apologise for not recording the screen directly. This was just a quick no-install instance of Ubuntu that I put on a USB stick for a quick and dirty test. Anyway, gparted thinks we have half a terabyte here. It allowed me to remove, then create a 500 gig partition. It mounted okay, and the drive properties look legit. This media is fake, but at this level, there's nothing to indicate that. Next, we'll head on over to Windows and try the same thing. Unsurprisingly, we get the same result. The controller inside the device is lying to the OS about its true capacity, so you can partition, query properties, you can even format the media, and it will look like the capacity is legit. It isn't. Don't be fooled. Now, I don't have a Mac to test this on, but I don't expect it would show anything different from what we've just seen on Windows and Linux. And I think it's this, the lack of any simple test, that's making this scam successful. People buying these things will often think they've received a genuine article, and by the time they realise they've been scammed, it's too late to complain. Or maybe they don't even realise the reason that they're losing data is because the device does not have the true capacity it says. So there is no really quick way to tell. We have to do a write test. I'm going to use H2TestW for this, and we're not going to test the whole capacity. That would take about 10 hours. So let's just try testing 32 gig. I don't reckon these scammers are splashing out too much, so I'm assuming this card is actually quite a small capacity in comparison to its advertised size. And yes, there it is, after half an hour, fail. H2TestW determines that after about 25 gig we lose data. Now don't forget, it's possible to copy a lot more files than that to the drive, and the directory listing will make it look like they're all there, but the contents are lost. That's the bit that fools a lot of people. The files aren't lost, the data inside them is. Now 25 gig is a weird size for an SD card, so I suspect what we might actually have here is a 32 gig card. Maybe a QC reject that's been scooped out of the garbage, silk screened with a fake verbatim logo, reprogrammed at controller level to fake a 500 gig capacity, and then unleashed on the marketplace. These scams are incredibly common, and although I bought this on Wish, you can also just as easily get the same scam on eBay, AliExpress and elsewhere, even on Amazon. Although on Amazon you probably have a good chance of getting your money back. So again, the moral of the story is if it seems too good to be true, it probably isn't true. At the time of making this video, and probably for at least a little while afterwards, it isn't possible to buy half a terabyte of anything for less than a tenner. 500 gig hard drives come in about 20 quid, and a genuine half terabyte SD card comes in at a couple of hundred. That's the price. Cheap alternatives are fakes. So please don't be tempted to buy this cheap, fake junk. You'll only lose your important data. I hope that's been useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.